Well, hello everybody. David Gross back with you to share a few secrets of my road to sublimation success. And it's a great honor to have with us again Vic Awtry from personalize, and he's going to share with you one of the big components of success. You know, if you think about sublimation success, really to me there's three things. Number one is, you know, the artwork, the creative nature of what is on a product. Number two is, of course, the sublimation process itself. And then number three is sales and marketing. And sales and marketing, of course, is always being reinvented with just a lot of thinking outside the box, and especially during COVID. So I want to bring in Vic with us. Hopefully everybody can hear us. I'm looking at the thing. Talk, Vic, and let's see if they can hear you.
I hope you can hear me well.
Okay. So if you can please let us know. Unfortunately, I don't have Sprite with me today to
Okay.
help me with making sure that everything is going well in the comments. So let me see if there's a way we're going to be able to see the comments here. Well, maybe so. I hope I can.
Well, we'll just have to, maybe they can caption it something to us or email or something.
You got it.
Okay. Why don't I tell everybody who I am, David, and I'll get
Please, Vic.
kind of doing that.
And first of all, the goal here is very simple: help you make money. And we all need help with that. We all need guidance. And I would say it all comes down to what we call best practices. And Vic has been involved with the sales and marketing part of both promotional and personalized custom products for many years. We started talking how many years ago, Vic?
Oh, it's been 7 now, David, 2013. So I guess it's coming up on 8.
Yeah, a long time. And the point is real simple. We want to bring partners to you that can help you be successful. And with that, Vic, I'm going to put you on the screen here, I hope.
Okay.
And
where is Sprite when you need her?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Let me, well, go ahead and start talking, and I'll make it right over here.
Well, David's exactly right about creativity, having that first, and then the sublimation process, which is so awesome. And then being able to sell and market yourself. And, you know, the only thing I would have to differ a little bit there is that I think a lot of folks need to stop. I mean, there's a lot of folks out there we hear who love sublimation. They've seen it. They're retiring, or they're looking for a business, or they're younger and they're raising a family, but maybe they're home a lot now and they can do another business. They're looking for something to do like that. And if you're in that mode, or maybe you're a designer, maybe you could design and create things. Folks need to stop looking for a way to sell. There's a lot of folks out there we hear, but the point is, if you're in that mode, you need to really focus on. I think first thing is think about what product you're going to make that is going to be different, that's going to have a niche, and that is going to make people want to buy it. And the common thought on starting a business like that is to be a lean startup, and that means to prove out a couple of your product ideas, build a minimally viable product, and test it out on family and friends and see if they'll buy it, or see what they think about it. Kind of build you a sales pipeline right up front. So when you do go into business, you have a lot of contacts that you've been talking to. Maybe it's business people that have businesses or schools or wherever, but kind of prime it up that way, test some ideas, and then, you know, get going, get some designs going, and we can show you today how you can sell things. And excitingly, I think very excitingly, how Condé themselves can actually do some production for you, do fulfillment for you on any orders that you don't want to do. So it's kind of a new thing. I think step forward with Condé, and it's exciting. But I'll show you how that works. So I'm going to share my
Yeah,
screen, my
Vic, one
presentation here,
question.
David.
So we received a sort of, we'll call it a Facebook testimonial about the iPersonalize store. Do you recall? I think that was just maybe early in the week here.
Yeah,
Do
it
you
was
recall?
one of our customers wrote
Do
a
you
very
recall
nice note to
what
you.
products or what was her strategy?
What was her? Well, she was just, her main thing was she was talking about how we were just responsive to everything she wanted to do, and she was setting up some very creative products with some, I think even some bendy wrap text, and how we were working with her. The iPersonalize team was working with her to get the products just the way she wanted, because that was her uniqueness, her creativity. That's what sells. And she was finally able to find us, and we were able to help move her down the road to get her where she needs to be to actually sell products and make money, which is bottom line what it's all about. So can you everybody see my screen with the Shopify startup store?
I think so.
Okay, or let me say that better, startup Shopify store. We have, David and I have kicked this ideas around for a long time about how we can make a low cost offering, but have the highest quality platform and software tools that basically can help you folks, those that want to go into business, get going with a minimum of friction and some training and some advice on how to get there. And that's David's been doing this stuff a long time, and I have too. We have built over about 500 stores, so we've set up this, what you see here is we're calling the Startup Shopify Store Condé Edition. And in this store, which we're going to launch these stores on December the 1st, we're going to send out credentials to anybody. You can even start signing up right now. Sign up by November 30th, and there'll be no payment due until January, then $99. All we charge on this store is $99 a month, zero setup. Previously, we have another store. We have another store called the Premier Store that David and I introduced earlier this year to considerable success. And but it cost $1,000 setup fee, because basically I personalize, me and my team have to spend a lot of time with you building graphics, and just spending time is the main expense. And we have to be paid for that. But we set this up where you can build a store where we're going to be available to you to give you advice and do webinars and do some training. I believe on Tuesday afternoons we're going to do that with Condé, in partnership with Condé, and Condé's going to help us here because they're so good at these videos, right, David?
Oh, yes, sir.
We're going to do the training and kind of show you how to get going on Shopify. Sign up, again, you don't pay anything until January, but it's a development store that's not going to be, it's live in the sense that you can play with it, but it's not going to go anywhere because it's not going to transact any business. It's just a development store. And whenever you get it built with our advice, you can launch it and take it live. Or you can say, I've learned about it. It was a good learning experience. I heard Vic talk about all the things that he's learned in the last 7 years of stepping in every hole possible, starting his own deal, but you don't have to do that. So, but it'd be interesting to you at that point in time. You could just say, well, I learned a lot. It was a nice training. But let me go on through the presentation here a little bit more and talk some more about what we're going to offer you. First of all, why we're talking about Condé, Shopify, and iPersonalize. It's kind of a mouthful combination, but of course, Condé's Condé, the biggest supply of blank products, great service, great people, and David Gross to boot. All of that. iPersonalize. We are one of the leading experts in on-demand, print-on-demand personalization. We create this personalization, these URLs, these software. Basically, that's what we sell. We deliver those by putting them into websites, new websites we build in Shopify, but we can also put this online product personalization of any product from anywhere into BigCommerce, existing Shopify stores, existing BigCommerce, existing WooCommerce, which is WordPress, or existing Magento stores. If you want something new, that's the premier that we build straight and hold and put our hands on. What today we're talking about is this startup store. This is going to be our scaled down version. Shopify, as I hope many of you know, is really a rock star in the world of e-commerce platforms. Wall Street calls them the Amazon of e-commerce. And frankly, they are going to try to compete with Amazon. The difference between Amazon and Shopify will be in a few years. They'll be doing a lot of the same things, but with Amazon, if you sell your products as a creative person that prints sublimation, if you sell on Amazon, you're selling on a marketplace and Amazon owns the customer. You're not really building your customer list or your business. You're helping to build Amazon's. Similar thing with Etsy or with Go Expressions. Those are marketplaces, great places to do a few things. But if you want your own business, you need your own store. And this is one of the things you definitely need to check out if you're really thinking about going into sublimation, which is an absolutely fantastic business to be in right now. It could be better. So Amazon is the premier supplier of these stores, and Shopify. I'm sorry, Shopify is the premier e-commerce, and we are Shopify partners. And we take our online designer and order management system and we put it into Shopify, and we're real good at it. We've got it down to a science now. We've been doing it for years on over 500 e-commerce stores. So why a startup store? Well, like I said, David and I have been trying to develop something for all this time. We want something that you can get started with. Just many of you want to learn more. Maybe you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, but you really need to get going and you need to investigate. This is a good opening step for you to get involved, at least learn about the sales and marketing, learn what you're going to end up with after you learn to print. See what you can sell, and you can test to feel your product ideas by having one of these stores.
So Vic, so when it comes to, like, for instance, promoting your store through Facebook, are
Yes,
you
sir.
able to, like, put a link on Facebook that they can see the product and click on it to go to your designer?
Well, it's better than that, David. In Shopify, when you have your Condé products that we'll have available, you can put them in, that can be in Shopify, and those products can think of Shopify as the storehouse of those Condé products you're going to sell. From there, you can put it into multiple sales channels. You can put them even into Etsy, Amazon, Facebook, Messenger, Instagram. There's a host of other ones, and new ones are being added all the time. And so basically, if you have a product in Shopify, you can sell it directly in the Facebook, I think they call it Facebook Marketplace or whatever. They've got so many things going on in Facebook now, I can't keep up with it. But basically,
So when it comes to
you can sell
Etsy,
everywhere.
how does it work with Etsy?
Well, Etsy will not let our online designer work inside Etsy. Same thing with part of Amazon. It's complicated, trust me, but part of Amazon will. But Etsy will not let our online designer work inside there. But you can still sell what most people sell anyway, is a standard print on demand that does not need the designer. It's just a design that you had, that you've come up with, that you're proud of. You put it on a product and you sell it on Etsy. You can still do that and still have that product hosted.
So you can have the product sort of for sale in your store, and then export the design as a listing in Etsy,
Yes.
and probably indicate in the Etsy listing that this product can be customized, for instance, with
Yeah.
either a name, photograph, or something, right?
Hadn't thought of that, David. You're absolutely correct. I wish I had thought of that, but you're right. Good idea.
Yeah, now Amazon is a completely different strategy, as I understand it.
It's more involved, and you have to get approved for lots of things with Amazon. but it's a very valid. We actually do have an integration built from our system into Amazon. It's works fine. I'm told. I haven't used it yet though. It's something we'll get into down the road, and we'll probably be offering that. But Shopify itself has an integration built into Amazon already through their system, and that can work, but it's still a little complicated. It's not your first place you want to go.
So I guess for people to understand, we're, we're the whole goal here is to help you sell,
Right. And
and
these are all places sales channels you can sell through,
and so
not just one.
the house is built on Shopify. Shopify is, to my knowledge, the most advanced sort of, on-demand, build yourself a
Yes.
e-commerce website, and
Yes.
it has.
The great thing is Shopify has gotten so big because of one main reason. They have this huge now Shopify App Store. So I can't tell you how many people call me up and say, "Hey, can you build this store for me with personalization? I've spent $10,000 with another group and it doesn't work right and it's just not good. Can you do it?" And I go, "Yeah, you should have called me first." It happens all the time. So you want to avoid those situations, but the Shopify Marketplace App Store has hundreds of apps that if you called me up one day and you said, "Vic, I want to add loyalty points to my store. I want people that buy from me a lot. I want to give them loyalty points. Can you write that? Can you get that code written and make that happen?" And I'd say, first I'd say no, but a lot of developers would say, "Sure, it'd be a couple $1,000s, take a couple months, and they're not even sure they can make it work." You need to avoid that situation. You can go to the Shopify App Store and find an app in there for $10 a month and there's probably 10 of them that do it. And we would actually help you select. We would select the one you want or help you with that and help get it installed properly. It saves a lot of money. A
So
lot of money.
the point is that by building your house with Shopify, you literally have an app for anything you'd ever want to do with your website, because there's
Yes.
just so many people involved with it. It's very much like the Apple App Store. There's just thousands and thousands of apps, and so that's why I selected Shopify to be the platform, because of its flexibility and its robustness. It has
Yes.
great security.
And you don't have to worry about being hacked. See, if you get a WordPress or some of these other ones, you have to host that yourself. Well, this Shopify store is hosted by Shopify, and you are going to need a 29 if you go live. If and when you go live, you're going to need a $29 basic subscription to Shopify. Everybody has to pay that for the hosting, but that's it. They take care of making sure you don't get hacked. It's like 99.9% uptime. I don't know that they've ever gone down. It just solves a lot of problems.
So if the goal is to make money selling personalized products, then the Shopify provides probably the best conduit to getting to where people want to buy, and
Yeah.
that's sort of the bottom line. Now you still have
I
to.
tell folks, I said, you need to concentrate on designing your products and designing those products for your target market in your local area. If you would focus on your target market in your local area, what they want, design products for them, and our organizations around there, that's what you need to focus on. You don't need to be spending your valuable time trying to reinvent websites or pay a lot of money for one. You need the exact tool you need, which is a great platform, which is Shopify. You need great products, which is Condé, and you need the personalization in this business, online product personalization, so that your customers can select the product they want and then design what they want. Okay, let them do the darn artwork. So when you let the customer design what they want, it builds loyalty. They have fun with it, and it's unique. What the product they get is unique. We also create as they upload images or text, whatever you want by product, whatever they do. When they do that, we create the production ready artwork. So when the order comes through to you, you get a little email on your phone that says, hey, you got an order, and you click the little button there. So, oh, that's the thumbnail. That's what they designed. Then you say, I'm going to download the artwork. You click another little button there on your phone, and you could actually download if you had a place to download it to, you could download it, but it's all right there. And you do not have to spend your time back and forth with the customer when they send you an email and they say, here's my photo of my daddy on a motorcycle, and I want to put it on this, and that you do back and forth with a proof, back and forth, changing colors, and then they don't buy. So that won't happen to you here. All you have to do is tell your customer, you say, no, don't send it to me by email. Go to my website. Let's go through some products, show them the products. They'll pick the product and tell them to upload that image onto the product. Let them move it around. Let them add the text onto it, and lock them in forever. They'll be proud of themselves, and you won't have to do it back and forth.
So when people go to buy, they're obviously going to either buy something that's, pre-designed, if you will,
yeah,
or they're going to design it. When they start the checkout process, are they at that point in time using the Shopify
yes,
payment cart?
yes.
They're using all the
Yeah, so the
Shopify
Shopify is
infrastructure.
basically a shopping cart, and so yes, so when they go there, the shopping cart, they're going to see as a product, they're going to see the image they created, that actual image, and they're going to see what they have there. They can look at, God, I don't like that, and then go back and change it, bring it back, but they can basically buy it right there. So think about it this way: if they do that, you as the store owner, now you've got an email telling you you've got money in the bank, that you've already collected the money, and all you really have to do is just download the artwork, which is right there with a click, put it in your printer and print it and ship it. It saves you so much time, and all the rest of it is done. So even with Condé products, now listen to this: if you put one of David's best-selling Condé products that he is going to produce, we've got about 50 in there now. You can what will happen then is that iPersonalize is going to charge you for the cost of that product, okay, and which is going to be a very low price, but it will include the processing on one product. We're going to send that order to Condé to print it, and they're going to print it and get it out. But basically, you've got the money in your bank account, and iPersonalize will come back and charge you the cost of the product and the shipping. And I'm going to send most of that to David, probably almost all of it every time. I'm just messing with you, David, but I'm going to send a lot of that to David, and so that's how that works. You don't have any payables or receivables. You just got what's left in your account. There is your profit on that order.
So let's clarify, because it's a little confusing. So
Okay.
there's really, we'll call them two separate ways to buy, if you will, from the Shopify platform. Both of these ways involve Vic. One way is where you're doing 100% of the work. So the client comes to your Shopify website or clicks on the product from Facebook, wherever, and they tell you what product they want, they select the artwork, and they check out. In addition to that strategy, what we've always wanted was to complement that strategy by, for instance, adding products to the offering that you usually don't have usually you don't have big enough equipment to do it, or you simply just don't care to fulfill that product. And if that's the case, then you can add these products to your Shopify website, so that when your clients select those products, that fulfillment is going to go through us.
Yeah.
And
Personalize is going to route that order.
It's only going to be.
We're going to help. We're going to create the artwork, and we're going to route that order to David. And when David gets it, it's going to be production ready artwork. So he doesn't have to spend time either with trying to get the artwork right. It's going to be what it is. What we show the customer they're going to get, that's what they're going to get.
So again, it's two different strategies, which from a consumer point of view may look the same.
Yep.
But again, what it really is designed for is to help you make even more money. And we've thought about it, and we obviously have our print services here. And so what is new is us doing fulfillment for you on select products.
That they want to do. That's probably in addition, just something they don't want to do, don't have the equipment for, whatever. And, frankly, a lot of people that are sitting on the sidelines that have not as yet gotten into the business, this is a good way for them just to start to test some product ideas and to learn how to use a website. Just get started. If you're in that mode, you don't know how to print yet, but you're getting ready to get into that. You certainly make more money when you print yourself, don't you? But absolutely. So, but to get started, you could actually just drop ship everything, and some of these orders can go back to Condé. There's going to be other products that go elsewhere through iPersonalize, but you'll get the best deal on the Condé products.
Yeah. So again, somebody commented about another great fulfillment company, Pick the Gift, which they're great folks. And so what we're trying to do is help people make money. And we feel like offering you more flexibility is what's needed. And ultimately, we know that needs to be done through Shopify. We know that for sure. Number two is we know we have to have a great...
People ask me about GoDaddy. What if I had a GoDaddy? I have a GoDaddy site, or I have a Square or Stripe or a Weebly, was it Weebly and the Wix, all of those. And they said, why aren't you doing those? Why don't you integrate into those? And I said, well, we actually could. Some of them will let us, some of them won't. But those sites were all set up there to be content sites to give information out, okay? They weren't originally designed to be e-commerce with a shopping cart. So Shopify was designed from ground up. Plus, they've just plowed ahead, so far ahead of anybody else in e-commerce. They had, like I said, they have more marketing tools for your success at a ridiculously low price than anybody. And we've looked at BigCommerce and Magento, and of course we do WooCommerce, which is part of WordPress. Trust me, my development team much prefers to work at Shopify, and our clients do too. So.
Agreed. Okay, please keep going.
All right, so I guess we've talked about most of the items on this screen. Condé dropship fulfillment. You can also print in-house. We have about 1,500 of Condé's curated Condé products that are ready with our online designer that is there available to you right there. When you sign up, it's going to be in an app there, and you can just click on it, add it to your store, change the price what you want. And of course, we'll talk to you about how you need to go in and make that product different by adding some unique content so Google will find you. But you also will get, and this is just part of how we deliver these products to you, the Tsunami Shopify app, which is at the premium membership level, which normally would cost another Shopify. If a Shopify merchant came and found it in the App Store and wanted it, it would be free to download. But if they want to get the best price, they have to subscribe for $19. But that's the only products they get is what's in there, these 400 products. So Condé's going to be right in with these. And then we're going to do some training. I think it's going to be on Tuesday nights, Tuesday afternoons. And this is how we can't spend the time for $0 up front like we do with the Premier Store. So this is how I'm going to try to get everybody at once by doing the webinars.
Well, Vic, let me ask a question.
As you see, our standard price on that is $2,500 because we do spend a lot of time, and time is really all we have to sell. But we do have the Premier Store Condé edition is $1,500.99 that. But and on all these Shopify stores, if you're going to own the store when you launch it, and you can, again, when you sign up with iPersonalize, it's going to be a development
Yeah.
store. You do not have to pay Shopify anything until if and when you decide to launch it. Okay.
So,
And then it's $29.
Vic,
Okay.
couple of questions real quick. So, the first one is, if you don't have a Shopify store and you go through with this, can the domain be whatever you want it to be?
Domains can be whatever you want it to be.
Okay. Number two question is, if somebody already has a Shopify store, how do they fit in?
Well, there's they could well, they could not do it unless we did an integration. And this is a Tsunami, the way we bring these products to people is really a plug-in. People talk them as a plug-in. Just think of it as very straightforward. It does what it does, and it's focused on that. An integration, when we go into an existing store, which we do all the time, we charge $750, and because we're putting code and testing the code inside their website, their unique website. You see, their website is already going to have stuff in it, other apps, other things they twisted around in it, and we don't know where it's different, it's harder. Okay, so with the store that we're going to provide in the startup, it's going to be a store that we've set up one time, and we are going to replicate it, but we're going to show people how to customize it, but we're going to know that it works. Okay, so anyway, we do integrate into BigCommerce, WooCommerce, and other existing Shopify stores our online designer, and that is also $99 a month, but we have to do that integration one time for $750.
But adding the Tsunami app, which is where we would do the fulfillment,
Yes,
that doesn't require integration, right?
right. Well, correct. It's going to be by use. Tsunami is a plug-in in the App Store.
It is that's
And
straightforward
yeah,
as I understand it.
yeah.
So,
But if you're going to do, if you wanted to, so in this app, and so that David's products, you're going to get David's products that you can produce, but that's all we have in there. If you want to produce, you want to use personalization on products you buy elsewhere, which we know everybody does, that's fine. There's no secret about that. That's also, you need to have the integration. This is pretty technically why, but trust me, it only works that way. The only way we could get this one store down to this no setup price is to do it through the app, and we've made some magic happen. We're proud of it, but it's technically complex. Trust me.
well, what I'd like to do, Vic, is ask this person that was asking about the existing store maybe to get in touch with you.
Yeah, we can take care of it. We just have to integrate. But you can have all this functionality you see here that we're talking about. You can have all of that, even the training, but you have a lot more when you integrate.
Okay.
It's a more advanced. It's an upgrade from this store. Okay, that's what it is. It's an upgrade.
So for the basic store, do you get the online designer?
Yes.
Okay.
You get yes. On the products that we have in there, we have about 400 products in Tsunami, but we're also going to have your 50 that you drop ship. All those other products are drop ship, but there's pillows from England and stuff, weird stuff.
But what I meant, but the meat and potatoes of Condé products.
Yes.
Is that available for the low cost store?
We have 1,500 products that are in there now, and it'll grow, that they can put in their store, that the orders will come to them and they can produce them. That's
okay. That's what I wanted to make sure of for the money, because guys, for you to get that for essentially no money is sort of unbelievable. That's why I wanted to
maybe
clarify.
I can just ask for cash donations, David. They just mail it and send it to you.
So the only thing can think of, negative is the if they have an existing Shopify store for some technical reason, that is a little bit more of a challenge for you.
Well, and we've been doing that forever. This startup store is what we're new at. We've tried to come up with something here, as I said, that we can get done. I mean, if I have 10 or 15 of the folks sign up one day, I want to get them a store out, get it to them.
Okay.
And so when you're doing a custom
Now,
store, all that's
yeah.
is more difficult.
If they do this,
but we can do it. It's just it's an upgraded service, is what.
if they do this, they own the store, right?
Yes, sir. Now let me make this point. I always try to make this, is that when you have a website in the business, whatever you do, you need to own where the store is hosted. Okay, wherever that is, Shopify is going to host this one. That account for $29 is going to be in your name. Okay, it's not in mine. Okay. The other thing is a domain name. You need to buy that. We recommend GoDaddy, but that needs to be in your name, so you can take that with you anywhere you go. You can put that in another store later. That's all switchable. And of course, the third thing is the bank account. And believe it or not, I found people that didn't own their own account where the money was going to. So you need to own all three of those.
So this strategy we're talking about, you're going to own it. You're going to own your website.
Yes.
You're going to pay the Shopify fee for them to maintain the site. You're using the Shopify cart system and checkout and transaction processing system, right?
And then we've got personalize in there. And this software, I just want everybody to know, this software that we've been using is part of our stack. They call it software stack. It is becoming a standard in the on-demand world. The software was recently, my partners in the UK, Custom Gateway, they were recently purchased by Condé, which is a huge Israeli company that makes DTG equipment. And they are pushing this software all over the place. So when you learn to set up products in this system, and when you learn to operate this and get good at it, you are going to have the cutting edge software that is now being recognized as that and now being spread around. And luckily for me and my iPersonalize team, we've been using it for 5.5 years now. We do consider ourselves experts in making it work. So much so that even Custom Gateway doesn't do a lot of things. They refer customers to us for customer service and for doing all the integration work. We do all of that for them. And they're looking at our Shopify app going, wow, this is great. So, you're going to get the best stuff out there. And this is a very reduced rate. It's got some limitations, very minor, and it actually does not affect what you're trying to do at this stage in your business career, starting a store. You got plenty of stuff to work with, but we can get you going. Then you can always upgrade into something bigger later. But
so
why do that now?
A number of questions, Vic, and some of these, what I'm going to ask you to do is just call Vic and you can discuss it with him. So you could go to GoDaddy or any of these places and get a domain name, and basically what you're going to do is use that domain name for your Shopify store.
Right. And if you decide you don't like the Shopify store and want to go open up a store at BigCommerce, you can use the domain name anywhere.
Okay. So, so that's how it works. So you would just point your domain name.
What's called too. Domains are pointed to the server address where the
the name servers would say this domain name is pointed at this Shopify store.
Yeah.
The Shopify store is hosted by Shopify, but it is its own separate entity that is managed by Shopify.
Yeah, they're going to make sure you don't get hacked, and they're going to make sure that for search engine optimization, oh my goodness, the tools they have there that make that work with Shopify, they're a huge company. They have over 800,000 of these stores going now worldwide. Tesla and Red Bull, those are big companies. Big companies have their retail big stores that do millions and millions of dollars a month on Shopify. Okay. So it is proven, solid, and a bargain at $29.
And then what you're doing is you're putting things, you're putting functionality in Shopify that a lot of people have been trying to do,
Yep.
but I don't think it's just been the number one priority, and that is to add the ability to create personalized products.
Right. We want merchants to be able to take designs that they have. If they have a great piece of artwork or design, we want them to be able to put that onto a product very simply, add to their store, and even if it's a standard print on demand that doesn't need the designer, that's really half of our business still. About 40 to 45% are pre-designs where you have like a monogram template, or you have a picture of a Christmas tree, and in the middle of it, you've cut out a transparency where people can put a picture of a pet in there or something. All kinds of things are possible. Step and repeat patterns of Christmas wrapping paper. We were working on some of that with some folks, and blankets and things like that with step and repeat patterns. Very creative. All of that is totally, we do every day.
Let me throw this at you, Vic. So I'm big into partnering. So let's say that one of the things I love to do is partner with a pet groomer. Just a great way to sell products. So could you partner with a pet groomer so that in some way, when that pet groomer promoted you, they get a little bit of the cut of the product sales?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can, yeah, I would do that every day, all day long. You can, talking about B2B type business, and having an influencer refer people to you for business is a great way to do that. Great way to do that.
So is that a feature you would set up for the product, or is that a feature you would set up for the shopping cart, or a feature you'd set up for the site?
The way I do that right now is that we wait till the end of the month, and then Shopify is super easy to go in there and run out a report on all your sales that shows every conceivable detail. And so you can slice and dice that by someone that referred that business to you. We can show people how to do that, set up a little code that when that business signs up, anyway, it's tabulated to that influencer, and you can tabulate what they got and say, look, here's the orders we got, or here's the stores we got, or whatever, and that you were responsible for. Here's the total amount, and our deal with you is to give you 10%, and here it is.
Yeah, so I could think of that being very helpful for fundraisers, for pet groomers. What would be the strategy, for instance, in integrating into, say, a school's spirit store?
Well, if they actually have a real store, I can tell you, I've worked with a bunch of those over the years, and I think they're all considered a pain in the neck by everybody because it's just very hard to do, and to keep them stocked and all of that. I actually helped get rid of a couple of them, but we tell people, look, all those products can be online here and ordered on demand. You don't even have to inventory them. And but if they want to, one thing you can do is have your store inside. If they have a real good store with retail traffic, then you can have this store come up in there on a TV and let people see it, and they can go up there and design a few things in the store. It's a real crowd pleaser, and people are always attracted to it. They do that at flea markets and events too.
Well, let me ask you, could you just furnish the spirit store with the links for the products?
You could do that too.
And they would just put those links on there.
Yeah,
when they clicked on them,
they can have those links to that product that's in your store, and you can give them that, and then they can actually put it on their site if they want to, or
so you could have a pre-made product. So you could have a pre-made product that had a section for personalization. You give them the link, they put it on their spirit store, they click on it, they'll come to your designer to finish the personalization, check out, and then the school when the months close, you would have a report where you would give them their cut of the profit.
Yes, absolutely. And Shopify, I was talking about sales channels. Well, one of the sales channels options is just a sales button. And it's just a button that you can put on there. Click here to buy this. And you can give that button to anybody in Facebook, Instagram. And if they click on it, they go right to your store again, and where they can design what they want and then check out, and the money comes to you. There are some more sophisticated ways of doing it if you get into a deal where and I've seen these before, and it's possible is to have the money split up as it goes through the credit card function, but you don't even have to touch it there. But that's down the road and a little bit of a challenge, but it is done all the time. It's called split payments.
And there's possibly a plugin that would work, to have
Absolutely.
an affiliate program or something like that.
Even if there's tons of affiliate apps out there in Shopify that basically will do that for you. Well, you can put an affiliate thing. I think it's about $16 a month. You add that, and you can sign up people who can sell for you, and it actually you already put in there that they will actually track the amount of money that they're supposed to get. They give them a link, and it's very sophisticated. It works great.
Okay.
It's one of their best apps out here.
I don't want to unsell what you've sold here because
not at
I
all.
believe in it, but I want to mention quickly about Sawgrass's Go program. And so Sawgrass, with their printers feature, they have their designer store, which is called Creative Studio.
Uh-huh.
And their Go Exchange is a network fulfillment program that is intriguing. Basically, you can sell a product and somebody else on the network fulfills it. So it's a different dimension than we're talking here. They also have their, my mind just went blank. What is it
It's
called?
a marketplace, David, and that is the difference.
Yeah. And what's their Go, when you list a product, what's it called?
Was Go Expressions and
Go Expression. So the Go Expression again is an interesting different way, and that is you create a product, and it will create a link for you to list that link, similar to what we're talking about here. And bottom line is the Go Expression, Go Exchange may be something that you want to learn more about. Because
it's a way to test some product ideas, I think, David.
It is. But ultimately, to control your own destiny, that's why we're talking with Shopify in the iPersonalization store. So if this isn't quite ready for you, well, I would tell you learn more about it. I would tell you learn more about the Go Expression, Go Exchange program. But the bottom line is you need to be selling well online. You need to do it.
And the point David always says too, this website, even the best of them with the best tools, no matter what we do to it, no matter how much time you spend, if you can't drive traffic to it, you haven't. It won't work. It's a tool. It's a hammer. If you don't swing the hammer, it's not going to hit the nail. You need to get sales. You need to think very first thing. Who's my target? Who can I sell to around here? What can I design that's creative, like David said, that will make people want it? I know where I can get great products from Condé, and I know I can get a website and do all that. But you need to get that in your mind firmly and focus on not 500 products. I mean, I've seen sites that do great with 5 products. You don't need the world of products. That's quantity of offering, quantity of options to the customer that comes to your site. It just confuses them. Fewer products, well designed. And I tell people, when you put a product in your store, why don't you think of it to do it right? Why don't you tell yourself you're going to spend 3 hours on that product, that one product, making that title right, go research what other people say, Go look at the description, see what other people say, check it out, make sure the wording's right. Look at that image, make sure that image is top quality, fix it up or buy a new one or whatever you need to do. Do all of that. Make your products look great because that's what they're going to buy. All the rest of it, the website, that's below you. You're a creative person. Let people like me do that technical stuff that you don't really need to worry about, or just a little bit. You just need to know enough to have it to be yours, but you don't need to know how to build the darn things.
And that's the magic with Shopify. It's absolutely amazing. If it can be done, there's probably somebody who has an app already for Shopify. So you're building your business on a solid platform. I personalize, been around a long time, a lot of products ready to go. I recommend you check it out. What I'm going to do here at Condé is when Sprite gets back tomorrow, I'm going to speak with her about setting up a Facebook group on the Condé Facebook page, so that people who are interested or who already use the iPersonalize product can start getting educated. To me, as you know, my number one thing by far is let's educate people so that they understand exactly what it is, how it works, as much as you want to learn.
Right.
Again,
And just, the worst thing is you don't want to get started and find out it's not for you. Do a little bit of groundwork, but I think we're going to get more people involved in sublimation if we can spend a little time with you right up front, putting you on the right path to be successful and to make sales. It's amazing how many problems having revenue and sales solves.
Vic, there's a lady,
a lot of
Lisa.
the problems that you were worried about before go away.
There's
So,
Lisa Sanders, which is doing her best to help people, and it's so good to have folks like her helping. And again, I'm the kind of person, I tend to want to know, testimonials. I want to know from people who have already paid the money, is it working for them? Is it delivering as promised? Because we know often that's not the case,
Very
And
often not the case. I hear many sad stories.
so
And
that's why I'm
I
going
can
to set
tell
up
you,
the
we
group.
give good service and we take care of our folks. So David, I think you know
We're going to
that.
set up the group, and you can speak to Vic. In addition,
Can I say one thing, David? And
yes.
as far as I'm done. As far as I just want to make sure everybody knows that they can. If you sign up now, you can go to the ipersonalize.com website, sign up, and if you go there, you click on here's the website. You go over here to pricing, sign up, and you're going to see a link down there that's going to say that it's to the startup store. And when you get to that link, this will pop up, and this is where you sign up, and you're not going to be charged anything until January. But on December 1st, we're going to send you links so you can get into the store. We'll have them all ready by then. You'll get going then. We'll start the training. That's it, David. Thank you, sir.
So it is, if a person signs up, has a store for say 3 months, and life changes, life happens, and they're just no longer able to do it, they simply can tell you they want to stop, right?
Just send a quick little email saying they want to cancel. I need to cancel, and it's done.
And
No
then on
problem.
the Shopify side, they've got to cancel on that side as well, right?
Well, but they're not going to be involved in Shopify if they haven't haven't launched the store.
But let's say they have launched the
But
store.
before that, they have no charge to Shopify. They don't care. So it's just tell me, and before they launch, they just tell us, and we'll say, okay.
So to my knowledge, there's no commitment here.
No commitment, month to month.
And if you like it, if it's working for you, then stay with it. If it's not, for whatever reason, try a different strategy or talk to us, and we can suggest something to you. So I'm going to ask everybody that has questions to speak with you, call you. We'll do our thing on helping people with setting up some training on Tuesdays in this new Facebook group that will be on our page. We hope it's valuable to you. We would love to hear feedback from you about what we can do to assist with your success. And I want to thank everybody. I apologize that I'm not so good at doing two things at once. In fact, I'm really bad at it. So, but I want to thank everybody for being with us. This will be posted, of course, so you can watch it again. And again, I'm David Gross with Vic Awtry, and we look forward to being with you again. Thank you, Vic.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care.